Welcome back, guys. I had one of my buddies contact me and wanted to. We got rid of the big block. Had a 577 and a C10 truck that I'm doing in the back. Had a big tunnel ram and everything on it. And he said, "Hey, what do you think about me getting rid of the big block and let's do a small block?" I said, "Yeah. I mean, it's just whatever you want to do. We'll get it done." So he got rid of the big block, and we got a. It is a 368 stroker, is what was told to him. It come out of an old mud truck down in Florida, and we are going to get this thing cleaned up. They refreshened it a while back. I think it had a couple passes on it, and so this is what this thing. It's got a set of AFR heads on it. It has a certain stroker crank in this thing, and yeah, so has a Brodex SP1 intake on it, big flange, big boys, big ports. And we're going to get this thing cleaned up and everything, get it painted, put a custom little paint scheme on it, and so I'm gonna set you up on time lapse, and we're going to get the cleaning this thing up. And all right, so we got it all the exhaust ports and everything cleaned up. I'm gonna take the exhaust ports up. Take them up real good, just to make sure that we don't get anything in the cylinders. If I can get the tape on there. A lot of times, especially they make them for the LS motors, and I've got some in there. I haven't used them at all. They actually have plates that you can bolt over these, and I don't have none for this, the old school small block style pieces that are on there for the header flange. I probably could make some. I don't do as much of the older small block stuff as I do the LS. I do a lot more of the LS stuff now than I do any of the small block stuff. I still mess with them from time to time, and some of the big block stuff. I remember one time I was doing this up at my shop, and an old guy come up there, "Man, you know you could just let the water go in the cylinders and then just take and turn it over and it'll just pump it out." And I was like, "Yeah, I know I can do that, but it'll also start rusting the cylinders in it, because it's done got almost all the oils out of out of the cylinder, if you take and pressure wash too much of that stuff up in there, or any of your cleaners or anything like that get up in there, the degreaser, it'll take all the oil out the cylinder. And if we're not going to be putting this in right away, like most of the time, you know, you're just doing this and it's going to be sitting for a little while, the whole inside of the cylinder will be pretty much rusted all up. And so yeah, pretty much I don't really want to do that. Not too much of that at all. And I'm going to grab some plastic to put over top of those. Grab some plastic, put over top of these. Makes it super simple. So pretty much that is what we have here. We're fixing to spray this thing down. I use Totally Awesome. You can actually pick it up pretty much anywhere. That stuff works amazing on a lot of this stuff. And I'll grab another bag and put a bag over these two also. So, but we finna get after it. the block all taped up and painted. I'm gonna paint this black. So I gotta wait for the other stuff to dry so I can slide some paper behind it, paint that black. But and the valve covers, they're gonna get done next. But it's got some nice little goodies in there. Massive camshaft, massive roller. So Chevrolet orange. That's pretty much you like that. You gotta love that Chevy orange. I like it on some stuff and some stuff I don't. So just really depends on what your preference is. But I've got to get some airplane strippers so I can go ahead and strip those valve covers. Strip them back to bare aluminum, and we're gonna take and do the gonna do something kind of a little bit different on those. So I'll kind of see how that right there goes and how it flows with the rest of it. So we're gonna get all that pretty much cleaned up and get those valve covers cleaned up and get them painted. So we're gonna keep on after this. So y'all check it out. We're almost at the end of it. It's just a short video so we can kind of show y'all, just dress it up, take a little time with it, clean it up. You can make it look nice, you can make them look real nice. But we're gonna take and go ahead and get all this put together, and then once we put this together, we can take and get it ready to drop down in the C10. So all right, guys. Sorry guys, I got to rocking and rolling on this thing and totally forgot to record. And so I got it about midway. I got the valve covers done. I got the intake sprayed, and got the motor done. The only thing I got left to do now is the harmonic balancer. So kind of a shot of it. And this is what I was talking about. I painted the valve covers, and then I come back and scuffed it up, and then I'm going to take and polish those pieces there. So I done the SP1, and I done the Brodex, and I done the SP1 on this side. I don't want to do this one because I feel like it's just going to be I may try to do it, the checker flag and everything, but we'll see at the end of the thing. But I may try to do that one. It's just a little bit more difficult to do that part. But and then I've got the breathers to get cleaned up. Two of them are like raw on the side for some reason. It's kind of weird. And then two of them are chrome on the side. So I'm going to try to clean up the two that are chrome on the side and make those polish out, get those to polish out. And the other two, I'm going to have to paint them, possibly going to paint them orange, I think I am. I'm going to paint them orange and then try to polish out a little bit of rust. I can't really focus. But I'm going to try to polish out the little bit of rust that's on these two right here. On the top of it. The sides I can't because there ain't really no chrome left on it, which I can show y'all what I'm talking about. See how it's, I know it's kind of wild, but yeah, it was like, I don't know, two of them are like that, I guess, for maybe painting or something, and then the other two are, you know, they'll actually clean up back chrome. So I'm gonna polish them dudes out real good, and I'll probably put the two orange ones on the back and then the two chrome ones on the front, or vice versa. So that's how far we got to go now. Now I'm going, this thing won't hardly focus. It's kind of dark right here on this corner too. The sun's not beaming into the shop. Tree got a good shade going up there, so but I'm going to paint this harmonic bouncer black. So here we go. Just come to most of the time I'll paint these, you know, if they're all messed up or whatever, they're different color. It's best to paint them black, because whenever you make your mark on your harmonic balancer, if it doesn't have a tape with the numbers, you know, positive degrees, negative degrees, you know, depending on which way you go or whatever, it's really hard to dictate and visually see when you got a ton of stuff all in the way, power steering pump and everything else, water pump and all that. That black kind of stands out. If you take and put a good, you know, nice little mark on it, a different color, it actually, you know, makes that mark stand out whenever you're trying to time these things. So that's kind of like, I like to do that. Plus the ATI fluid dampeners look really good black, and then, you know, it's got the little silver chrome sticker on the front of it. This one's an old school setup for the small block, and it's an old school motor, but it has made a huge difference in here just by doing this dress up on it, and it looks amazing. It looks really, really, really amazing. So we're gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of peeling everything off. And my buddy did order a new water pump, new power steering, new brackets, everything to go on the front of this thing. So that'll dress it up really good too. And if, you know, depending on if they're like paintable or if they're aluminum, that's going to stick out really good too. But if it's paintable, then I'll probably do like the power steering pump black, and then do the bracket, you know, maybe do it orange if it ain't too just, you know, crazy looking where there's too much orange. Definitely don't want that. You can get these things where everybody paints the whole motor completely orange and they just go crazy with it. But this kind of throwing this little bit of detail, you know, here and there on this thing it's I don't know, it's unbelievable just how good this thing really looks. We're gonna, like I say, get everything, kind of let that dry and everything, get it all untaped. I'm gonna go ahead and get these pieces right here done and all, and then we'll have a final, kind of like a final walk around of it and everything. And yeah, we'll be ready to pretty much drop this baby down in. I've got to get a on this here, I have to get a bronze gear because it has a roller in it. So I had to get a bronze gear to put on the MSD Pro Billet distributor and everything, so we can get that dropped down in there, because this motor does have a big roller in it. It's like a 700 and I think he said 730 lift solid roller is what's in this motor. So we're gonna get that put in there. And this thing is it's coming to life, man. And once I get them breathers put on here and everything, oh man, it's gonna look really amazing. I think that's gonna be the trick, really. So yeah, we're gonna get after it, and we're gonna let this dry so I can peel the tape off, pull the paper off, and we're gonna stay after it. Keep on trying. All right, so this is what we got. This is before, and this is after. Much better. What we got here, I forgot to hit record after I had already got all these pieces put on here. Put a little bit of Loctite on this main bolt on this bracket, a little blue Loctite. And we will tighten the bolts up in the middle. Kind of got you all sideways, don't I? There we go. Get all those tight. And we'll tighten up the center bolt, which I'm pretty sure got that thing good and tight, good and tight. I've kind of skipped around a little bit here and there on this video here, because I've just kind of been fitting it in as I can. It's hard to try to keep all this stuff together, as far as you know how it is whenever sometimes parts come in, sometimes parts don't come in. He had to order that water pump and the bracket for that there. I mean, not the brackets, I don't know why. Well, he has to order the brackets too. So we have to get those ordered to put the water or the power steering pump to the water pump. And I'm telling you, I can't even think today. The alternator up here and the brackets for the power steering pump down here. Pretty much, like I say, I've got to get these bolts here. I'm going to pick these bolts up for Summit because obviously nobody around here has any. Not where I live at anyways. So that right there is pretty much how you're going to see it. It's kind of, we can do a little walkthrough on this thing. She's definitely looking really good. Once we get that alternator and all put back on it. I got these other two things I was talking about the other day. I got those two put on. So those are on. Now I got it all bolted up. Looks really good. So I think that's where we're gonna So guys, I think that's where we're gonna end it at. Pretty much, like I say, I got this little motor squared away. The next video I will be making, it will be me getting the motor, sit down in the truck, and starting to get everything hooked up. So possibly we can do a first start video on this one. So I'm anxious to see what this thing's gonna sound like. That truck has 3-inch exhaust on it with Flowmasters on it. This camshaft that's in this truck, or that's in this motor that I'm putting back in the truck, is 740 lift solid roller. So this thing should definitely count them off. I mean, it should sure enough sound radical. I thought about even putting it on the test stand and cranking it up on the test stand, just to make sure 100% that we got, you know, everything good to go with this motor. And if it did have any oil leaks or anything like that, that I could assess them outside of the truck before I sit it down in the truck. But all in all, this is where we're at with this thing. So I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all like and subscribe. See y'all on the next one.